Friends and subscribers, this is the 10 commandments for selling gold and silver, and this is a list that I have made up from my experience how to sell gold and silver. Previously I did a video on 10 commandments of buying gold and silver, and so I thought it was a good idea to include a 10 commandments for selling, since most people don't consider selling their precious metals until the time comes. But as I'll show you in this video, it's something you want to consider even before buying precious metals. 10 commandments. Number 1, know the spot price. Most people don't know the spot price of gold and silver on a daily or weekly basis. I know many of you that subscribe to this channel do, in fact, but the majority of people don't know where to find the spot price or what the bid and ask prices are for the precious metals. And that's very important, because the bid and ask price will be slightly different for every dealer that you may be buying and selling precious metals with. There are several websites that have the 24-hour global spot prices for precious metals and oil and other commodities, among other things. You can check those out. And Kitco, 24-hour gold, and of course other financial websites will have those live prices. Now, it's a little misleading because the paper price is not the physical price, and I've talked about that in this channel for several months about how there's a disconnect from the physical and paper price. So you have to know what dealers are paying, what they are selling, and why they have a spread on their product. So know the spot price first, and then you want to compare the quotes from the various dealers and private parties and other places that may buy your precious metals. Now, comparing the quotes is going to take some time and effort, but you want to make sure that you do so, because if you're selling a large amount of product, you will stand to gain or lose quite a lot of your investment in doing so. So find out who's paying what for what product. Some dealers prefer some products over others, but others may have a different opinion on that, and you have to find out what is the demand for the silver and gold that you have. Number 3, very important, same as with the 10 commandments for buying gold and silver, is know your dealer. You establish a relationship with your dealer, and you are going to be in great shape when you go to sell your precious metals. In some cases, you will already have an agreement in place before you sell your precious metals. And that is key, because you want to know what your dealer is going to offer you when you go to sell the products that you have bought from him. And I've done this many times, and I know where I can go and what I can get for precious metals before I even take it in there to sell it. And so I have an out plan that others will not, based on that relationship. Number 4, sell bullion first, numismatics second. Now, why did I have that as number 4? Well, because most of you have bullion in the form of generic rounds or even fractionals, which I love, by the way. And those are the coins and bars and ingots that you want to get rid of first, because those are the ones that don't have any respect as far as being generic. People flip those quite often, and generic bullion is really like the Rodney Dangerfield of precious metals, because they get no respect, but that's okay, because you're buying them with a low premium and you're selling them and getting a lower return, but that's okay. That's okay. Numismatics second, because there are many cases where you will have some certified coins that you will consider to sell, but what you have to think about is this, is that the last time that silver and gold had run up to record highs for a sustained period of time was, of course, back in the inflation period of the late 70s, early 80s. And what happened during that time is that numismatic coins, they rose much quicker and had much higher returns than bullion. And that is a fact. They were many times more appreciated during that time period, and will be again appreciated during that time period, especially now where a lot of wealthy investors have a lot of money, a lot of fiat to get rid of. They're going to be looking for certified coins going forward. They're not going to be looking for raw bullion. They want something that has that value built in and is recognizable, so that when they unload that, they'll have no problem realizing their gains. So hold on to those old coins. You may never get a chance to buy them again, and you certainly won't get a chance to buy them at the price you paid for them. Gain average, what does that mean? Well, you want to dollar cost average, obviously, when you buy precious metals, thereby getting the most ounces for the lowest cost to you. However, when you sell back precious metals, you never want to sell everything at one time in a desperation move. You want to sell little by little and lock in your gain averages over time, because as we saw about a year and a half ago and before that, when the gold and silver market heat up again and the physical demand becomes insatiable, what will happen is we'll see huge moves in the spot price and physical price of the precious metals. We saw about a year and a half ago, we saw $100 ounce daily moves in gold, and we saw several dollars moves in silver. There were daily moves of over $1. So you want to sell little by little, make sure that you get the most for your hard-earned precious metals. Never take a loss. That is really kind of part of number 5, is that if you're going to take a loss on something, you call, you get a quote, and it's not what you think that you should be getting for your precious metals, don't sell it. Wait until that price accumulates to a point where you can sell it and make a gain. There's no point in doing this if you're not going to come out on top. And the whole reason why you invest in precious metals in the first place is to protect your wealth. And taking a loss when you sell it in a desperation move is just foolish. It wastes time and money. Number 7, barter. You may not be in a position where you even have the ability or want to sell your precious metals to a dealer. Now, I'll get into that more later, whether it be tax information or things like that. You want to keep things on the down low. So you'll be looking to the black market or to the general public, friends, classified ads, things like that, where you can barter with your precious metals. And that's another reason why I like fractionals, because you got some fractional coins. You would be able to sell those little by little without selling them in 1 ounce at a time or in bars of several ounces at a time. And then this wouldn't even come into play. But to barter would be to, of course, trade for something or to sell part of your precious metals for something and also cash with it. So you'll be getting an advantage there of goods and cash in one trade. Go against the herd. This is important for all types of transactions, whether it be investing or not. When the herd is feverishly buying precious metals and paying outrageous premiums, that's when you have to look at the sell price, and you'll get the maximum for that time period when you sell your precious metals. So when everybody is after it, start unloading it, especially when we get up to several thousands in gold and silver finally gets up to a price that nobody had anticipated, and that will happen. Number 9, pay your taxes. Always pay your taxes, because like I said before in my 10 commandments for buying gold and silver, if you get into a situation where you don't have your earned income taxes or any fees that you must pay for selling gold and silver products, what will happen most likely is that you will get all of your precious metals taken from you, or be penalized to the point where it will seriously affect your earnings. And you don't want your savings to be at jeopardy, so pay taxes, even though we all know that they are unfair, and the new tax laws coming out in many states are unexpected. Some say expected, but we don't want social profiling and unheard of tax laws for gold and silver products when we all know that it's a cash grab. It has nothing to do with the practice or the hobby of collecting coins or investing in real money, gold and silver. Exit fiat. That's the final of the 10 commandments for selling gold and silver, because once you've sold your gold and silver and you have the money, you've paid your taxes, what are you going to do with your stack of money? That's a key thing to realize, is that during the time period where gold and silver will be rising so fast in terms of dollars or other currency, you will not want to be sitting around with a stack of fiat either in the bank or in your hand. So you've got to have something to flip it into, and for most of you it'll probably be real estate or some other asset that is at a good value, a good cost to you. So have a plan in place. That being said, really it's rather funny in a way that we're even talking about buying high or buying low and selling high for precious metals, because precious metals like gold and silver, they are money. They're not investments. And you buy investments low and sell high. But when we're talking about real money, gold and silver, there is no such thing. It's just an exchange. You're exchanging value. You're bartering or exchanging over time, locking in your purchasing power, and that's how you have to look at it. So I hope this helps out any of you that are considering selling part of your gold and silver or all of it in the future. If you haven't considered it, take these commandments into consideration before selling. I think it'll do you a lot of help. And any suggestions, any comments, or any other tips that you want to give the community that owns precious metals, please leave those in the comments box. And I hope that everybody can collaborate on this, and we can all be ready before the time comes to sell our gold and silver.